Something Random is recorded in front of an undead studio audience.
We're getting there. Ready?
Hello.
Action. No.
No.
We're not there yet.
Oh,
What's going on?
it's happening. I don't know.
And welcome to the Something Random podcast, where sometimes we talk about movies, sometimes we talk about television, but we always talk about something random. I'm your host, Charles Joseph Kelly.
And I'm your co-host, Michael C. Macbeth, and back there is my car.
It is.
Hey everybody, I'm Joel. It's nice to be back.
It is nice to be back. It's been a couple weeks. Actually, it's been 3 weeks since we really recorded a podcast.
We took some time.
Just, a little break, refresh.
So we're doing things differently now. So if you are listening to the podcast, as always, this is going up Wednesday mornings, but we're also doing this as a live show Monday nights at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
And those hardcore fans can look for discrepancies and things that we cut from the live show to put in our actual podcast.
Michael thinks that we're actually going to be
Easter eggs.
cutting things out now, so that's going to be great. So anyways, gentlemen, how are you doing? How's everything going? How is life? I haven't seen you in what feels like almost a month.
It's good. Going good.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a couple weeks. Yes, it has.
Oh, yeah.
What are you up to, Michael?
I've been doing a lot of traveling. It was back in February that I went to Florida, but went to Las Vegas a week and a half ago.
Last wages?
For your
Wages.
for your birthday.
A little late birthday celebration. It was awesome. Saw Cirque du Soleil, went to the Titanic exhibit, did a little bit of gambling, sat at the pool, ate some good food.
Ooh.
It was fun. Fun time.
Good food or great food?
Most of it was good food. Some of it was great food. And we drank some drinks. Drank a lot of drinks.
Cocktails.
Drank
Yeah.
the drinks?
Drank the drinks.
Joel, what have you been up to?
I went on a little getaway as well. But I didn't go. I just went to Beaver Creek.
Beaver Creek.
Went up and had a spa day and a massage and chill out in the steam room and all kinds of stuff. Got a pedicure, like fancy schmancy pedicure. Oh yeah.
Do we get to see your toes?
Well, I'll show you later.
Okay.
But, and so I was up there for 3 or 4 days, which was very nice. And been working, other than that, been painting stuff. I know, it's a surprise.
Wow.
I'm painting. I finished up Man of La Mancha, and I am now working on The Little Mermaid, which is a lot funner colors than Man of La Mancha, because that was all brown and gray, and this is all pink and purple and blue. So
Yeah, I just saw Man of La Mancha. It was really well done. I couldn't see much of the set because the lighting was very dark.
No,
but
it's dark,
The
yeah.
aesthetic was good.
Okay.
that's the idea.
Okay. I like it. I dig it. All right. So anyways, gentlemen, what have you been watching this week?
Watching or listening, because I've got one of each.
So, okay.
First of all, watching. So, we're pretty big Crazy Ex-Girlfriend fans, at least on this 2/3 of the table. And I rented at Redbox the straight-to-DVD B-list film Most Likely to Murder.
Okay. I've seen trailers for this everywhere.
With Rachel Bloom in it. I don't know if it came out recently. For the first time in quite a while, I think it's been like a year at least since I have not finished watching a movie that I rented.
Right.
Really?
I just couldn't get into it.
Oh, okay.
And it bummed me out because I love Rachel Bloom.
Yeah. The cast seemed fun, but it just wasn't anything worthwhile.
What didn't you like about it?
It just moved so slowly, and I don't know. I think that maybe my attention span has dropped in recent weeks because I just seem to have no tolerance for slow-moving stories anymore. I don't know why.
But you're also watching Westworld, which is super slow-moving.
Yes and no.
Okay, you like slow-moving, well-told stories. It's
Yes.
not a problem with slow-moving.
Well,
it's a problem with poor storytelling.
And we've talked about this. We've given each other notes on multiple occasions. And my main one is that I talk slowly and deliberately, and I'm trying to work on that a little bit for the sake of our listeners.
You have been.
And
I
now
can
viewers.
tell. I can tell you noticed it the first time you did it, and you're like, oh, crap. We're back into it.
Yeah. But, yeah, so, I mean, I'm all about telling a story slowly if there's actually a story to be told, and I just didn't feel like there was much to the story there.
Okay.
Anyways, so didn't finish that, so I don't have much else to say about it. But what I did finish was the audio.
Go ahead.
It's been weeks. I haven't been able to make fun of you in a good amount of time.
Do you just need to get it all out of your system?
Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. Well, I listened to the audiobook, Son of a Witch, which is the sequel to the original book, Wicked, that the Broadway musical was based upon.
Okay.
I loved the book. I read that when I was like 17. I own the book still and really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. The Son of a Witch is kind of the sequel, and it tries to still follow the Oz canon.
Like, when you say canon, is there an actual canon involved? Because that sounds like an L. Frank Baum thing.
At some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there is a lot of like war story type stuff going on. But basically, it's this guy who's not even sure if he's actually Elphaba's son. And he actually leaves the castle with Dorothy and all the other people and travels with them to the Emerald City. Mm-hmm. They leave him behind when they go to see the wizard, and then he never hears from Dorothy again. And, the Scarecrow is suddenly very smart. And it wasn't an incredibly compelling story. And I think that, Wicked
wasn't either.
It was decent, but
stop! You always got to pick on Wicked.
Yeah, as a prequel, as a setup to a bigger story that is more well known, that has its own sort of excitement to it. A sequel to a sort of prequel, in between quel. I don't know. It was based on what the fans wanted, and it. I don't think it flew very well.
It's because the Wicked Witch of the West
did not defy gravity.
It's funny because the song.
Oh, but furthermore, the only audiobook that I could find was read by the author, Gregory Maguire, and I had this experience also with Series of Unfortunate Events, and I just haven't found an author who can narrate their own book well. It bummed me out. And one of his character voices legit sounded like a mix between Sam the Eagle and Admiral Akbar.
Okay. No, I need to hear it. It has to happen.
Okay. It's a trap! An American trap! That's all I got.
That was good. That was good.
Not bad.
So that was my experience with Son of a Witch. Wouldn't recommend the audiobook. Maybe reading it would be better. I don't know.
I hated the Book of Wicked. Like, honestly, the whole story. Like, the fact that what's his face, the guy who turns into the Scarecrow in the show doesn't turn into the Scarecrow in the book, if I'm not mistaken. He dies like mysteriously through
So the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion are all just it's just a fantasy that Elphaba invents for herself because she's so lonely.
Yeah.
In the book.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, what if that Scarecrow were actually Fiero or something? I don't know. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was trying to be poetic, and
it just didn't work. And I mean, like, the whole thing is like it would happen, and then they wouldn't talk about it at all through the rest of the book. It's just like, and then he died, and then we're on to the next thing.
which I do prefer with prequels. When you're dealing with a prequel, I don't like it being like rushed, as in Revenge of the Sith. Where it's like, okay, name these kids real quick. Luke, Leia, dead. Okay, now, you know what I mean?
How was that again?
Yeah. No, I get it.
Luke, Leia, dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to make that my new ringtone.
So that's what I got.
Joel?
So nothing really floated your boat this week?
Not really, unfortunately. No.
I have, for those who haven't heard, I'm still going through this list of movies that I've never seen, and I am having a lot of fun with that, and I recommend that you guys do it too, that you just put together a list of movies that you've heard things about or haven't actually, and watch those. And I've been because I tend to watch the same movies over and over and over and over.
Yep.
And instead of doing that, I've been watching movies that I've never seen, and so I have a little list here.
All right.
So I watched Terms of Endearment,
and
it was great.
Yeah, it's great.
Best Picture, 1983, I think.
Oh, okay.
Great movie. Shirley MacLaine. Check it out.
Nice.
I saw this in the theater, but I don't remember it. It's Tales from the Crypt presents Demon Knight. So I rewatched that, and it was about what I expected, about kind of what I remember.
Yeah.
not special effects of the early 90s. So,
Sure. That's better than rewatching something and being like, oh, I used to think it was better.
Yeah. I really didn't remember much about it, but it was okay. You might not believe this one. Fletch, I've never seen, so I finally watched it.
Nice.
It was great. It's hilarious. Chevy Chase is great, obviously. That was like his prime.
You're into Chevy Chase.
Right into the early 80s. That was when he was doing his best stuff, I think.
Young, not racist Chevy Chase is my favorite Chevy Chase.
Yeah, and I think
he's probably still racist when he was younger. Yeah. Let's just say that.
Oh, I
Just
I
wasn't
don't know
as
anything
apparent
about
back
that,
then.
but yeah, it was great.
In the set of Community, he said some very racist stuff against his co-stars.
Oh,
Oof,
Like
woof.
Chevy and not Pierce.
Yeah, Chevy Chase.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
wow,
Thanks.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, me either.
I also watched 12 Angry Men. Now, there's two versions of this movie. There's the older one from, I think it's from the 50s.
Yeah.
But I watched the newer
you
one.
find it?
The older
Oh,
one, I couldn't find anywhere. I wanted to watch that one, but I can't find. The newer one has, Jack Lemmon and a bunch of people you've probably seen. James Gandolfini's in it. Michael T. Williamson is awesome in it. And it was great. Edward James Olmos is one of my favorite actors.
yeah.
So I recommend that as well. And the new version of The Stepford Wives
Which
with Nicole Kidman.
is great.
Yeah,
It's
loved it.
Matthew
Now-
Broderick.
Yeah, and I read this book. I read it when I was in middle school, so I kind of remember what it was about, but I didn't remember what happened because I was in middle school for one thing, and I didn't really read books that well or thoroughly back then. So, but great movie, loved it. Awesome special effects that they did and stuff like that. Glenn Close is great, and Bette Midler was probably my favorite
She's
part of the movie.
great.
Yeah, she was awesome. That was it for movies, but I do want to say I watched SNL with Donald Glover, and he was also the musical guest,
He
Childish
is so
Gambino.
good.
Which, how often does that happen, by the way? I don't
Not a
watch
lot.
a lot of SNL.
Not a ton. It's happened here and there where
Did Taylor Swift do it?
maybe. I think Ariana Grande did it.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
But if anyone can pull off wearing two hats, it's...
Garth Brooks did it when he was doing that alternate ego thing,
okay.
and it was kind of dumb. But
Gotcha.
Childish Gambino, this is the first time I've actually enjoyed the musical part of SNL. A lot, as in rewinding it and watching it again.
Right.
So
it was very diverse, too, and he did, different genres each time.
it was so cool. And he's really funny.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. So
you
I love
haven't
that.
watched Community, have you?
No, I haven't. I've seen a couple of episodes from the first season. But,
You absolutely should.
it's great.
I mean...
It's one of those shows that are just, it's going to be timeless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to say that Brockmire's back, season 2. I talked about it when it was on before. That's the one with Hank Azaria where he plays the sports announcer, and he talks like this all the time. And he's actually an alcoholic and a cocaine addict. But season 2 just started. Oh my God, it's hilarious. I'm so glad it's back.
I've seen trailers for it where the mascot is trying to drink a beer and he just pours. He's like, okay, try to drink that.
Yeah, I didn't think it was coming back, so I was thrilled to see it. It just showed up on my DVR, and I was like, oh, I guess I never got rid of that. So anyway, yeah, I'm happy about
That's
that.
awesome. Awesome.
What about you? What'd you watch?
I have been watching. I watched a lot,
Okay.
but I'm going to go just blaze through things. Arrested Development season 4. They remixed the entire season 4. They recut everything and re-edited everything to re-release it before releasing season 5, which comes out in a couple weeks. And it's so good. They call it the remix.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. I highly recommend rewatching it if you haven't watched it yet.
So I did watch the first episode.
Yes.
In season 4, and I agree. It's definitely an improvement.
Yes, it's more like what the original show was, which is very, very nice. Still has some of the main problems, like the fact that none of the characters were around each other a lot of the times. That's problematic, but you can't re-edit people being together when they're not in scenes. I also watched Dear White People, and I want to talk about this one.
Okay.
Have you guys watched any of Dear White People?
I started it and I
You're not a big
stopped.
fan?
Yeah.
I
started it and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get this.
Right. So I love this show.
Okay.
For a lot of reasons that a lot of people may be angry about, and I kind of mentioned this on Facebook, how I was going to potentially call some people out, because what the show does is it does a really good job on calling out the fake woke people. Fake woke people who are armchair activists like we know, who I won't name specific names.
Yeah, don't.
But it does have a tendency of calling those specific kinds of people out that say that they're super woke, but they do woke in quotations, but doing things that are kind of against that. And it's really cool to see all sides of the race story, especially in season 2. They really like hone in on a lot of different aspects of it and make it so it's not like anybody's specifically wrong. There are some people who are wrong in the show, but a lot of the points of view come from a place of trying to understand each other, which is really, really cool, and something that I think is very important for us to do. So I highly recommend it.
I might try it again. When I looked at it before, I was kind of tired.
Yep, I get it. And it's also gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. Everything that's shot has this just very, very soft shadows. Everything is this beautiful, like, oranges and browns and reds, so it has that very, like, warm hues to everything, and it is I love it.
Cool.
Like,
all right.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all. I've got like a bunch of other stuff, but that's what I'll kind of leave on.
Dig it.
All
Dig
right.
it. So we have a question from someone.
Awesome. One of our listeners.
Yes, indeed. And it goes like this. This is, in quotes. I'm so tired of mid-roll ads on Facebook.
Okay.
How do you all feel about this? Is there a way for me to avoid them?
I hate watching a 30-second Facebook video, right? Jumping into a 30-second Facebook video and having a 15-second ad in the middle of it is so there's no purpose to it. Why am I doing this? Why?
I mean, clearly somebody did some statistical work and saw that, like, a lot of people don't pay attention when it's at the beginning of the video. And so they're like, well, let's just interrupt things mid-sentence, mid-word even, and just no regard for what's happening in the video, and if there's an emotional journey, let's just hit that ad, and you have to watch it if you want to see the rest of the video. It's kind of akin to what happens in the newspaper when they continue an article, It's like, and then the jury arrived to a verdict of continue on page 34.
Then you have to flip through 100 ads.
Yeah, no, it's so problematic, and I hate it. Joel, I know you don't really have to deal with this.
Well, I'm not on Facebook, but I do have Instagram and Snapchat, and I use YouTube, and they're all there too.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's not necessarily like mid-roll ads, but Snapchat has gotten bad.
But YouTube does do mid-roll ads, and if I'm with a voice student and I'm using YouTube, which I do, because sometimes they're like, I want to sing this, and then so we go and find a YouTube video, and yeah, it's a free service, but it's obnoxious. I go to listen to a track for a song that someone wants to sing, and we have to skip through an ad. It stinks. And Instagram's gotten bad to where if you're scrolling through Instagram posts, you'll look at 2 from your friends, and then there's an ad, and then 2 from your friends, and then there's an ad. It's like, holy smokes, can we... Again, it's a free service, but give me a break.
Well, and that's the thing, like, ethics versus following the rules. I mean, all these people, they follow their own rules, and I mean, I was just chatting with Charles recently, and I have moved on from being angry about the changes made with MoviePass to just being fascinated with what's happening and how it's affecting people, and I'm just trying to delve in and understand all the ins and outs of it. But it's a very similar thing where their practices are meant to screw over the customers that want to use it to its full extent.
Oh yeah. Like for instance, YouTube sent out an email to its like people who work for the company and everything like that, saying, "Hey, these new ads that we're generating are for people who use YouTube specifically for music. If you are listening to music pretty consistently on this, we're going to send you more ads to annoy you into getting YouTube Red."
Right.
That is like almost verbatim what the email said. It's
Which
like
is probably why I see so many ads.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. I use an ad blocker which
So how does that work?
so pretty much it blocks the ads. It takes the
Wow.
it takes the codes out, the code from the ads out. So like if you have like video ads or like photo ads, anything like that, it tries to take them out. They still whitelist some companies like Facebook pays in to like still have their ads up and everything like that. But like YouTube, it cuts out all the ads, which is super, super nice. Or what's another big offender that I run into constantly? Let's just stay with that. Yeah, YouTube is like the worst. But an ad blocker. An ad blocker. And just use it. I mean, like, the problem with that is that, specifically with YouTubers who are making that a living, using an ad blocker means that they do not make money off of myself. So they're creating content and not making money off of it, which is problematic. But I mean, like, it's a tenth of a cent that they get off of me. But still, that is enough people doing that is money that they're going to be losing. So
Yeah.
So it's
That's
hard.
It's not going to go away.
No.
It's only
Well,
going to get worse.
yeah.
I mean,
Some of the more, we'll call them the more successful YouTubers, higher end, millions of viewers kind of thing, they actually get paid by sponsors to make their own ads. And I'm all about that. I mean, Film Riot's one of the best about it. They make bits happen, and they kind of do their own comedy. And they're like, hey, we're going to pay the bills here real quick, everyone. And they pitch a product, and you're like, okay, great.
And they make like a little short film around them pitching the
Exactly.
product.
And
I would love that to
that's
happen
preferable.
more often. That's what Howard Stern does, and a lot of podcasters do that. And I think that's
Honestly, like ad reads, I love
I would rather hear that than
like an actual commercial.
Yeah,
I would.
We're not far off from that happening in podcasts too, where we're just talking and suddenly it's Clorox, blah blah blah. Like,
Which, fun fact, today's sponsor is in fact Clorox. Clorox, you bleach my butthole.
are you going bridesmaids?
oh my
with
god.
this? There's such a great outtake with all the different ad libs that Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig did about their bleached assholes on Bridesmaids. It's like hilarious.
Let's do the lines from every single one while we're doing this podcast.
Yeah.
I guess that's my sponsor of the week because this week we're going to be doing 6 Degrees and our sponsor is going to be Clorox, I guess. Sure.
Hopefully.
Why not?
Sponsor us.
Thank you,
I just came
Clorox.
with that off the top of my head.
I use the
That's a
wipes on the counter and like in the bathroom and stuff on the counters and toilets, but I don't put bleach in my laundry.
That's
In case
cool.
anyone was wondering about that.
So we do have a comment in the comment section that I would like to say out loud.
Does it
Michael,
say you guys suck?
It says, Michael, you're a babe. You are a babe, and I love you.
Aw, love you too, Ben.
Oh, look at that. Well, thank you. If you guys would like, you are very welcome to post comments in there, and we'll chat with you, our audience. But anyways, we're going to get into 6 Degrees of Separation. Now we're doing this quite a bit differently than we've done before in the past, right, gentlemen?
Yes, indeed.
That is correct.
We're gonna
is
we're
correct.
gonna try something. Bear with us.
It's episode 50. A lot of new things are coming your way, but this week we are going to be playing against each other.
Oh,
dun,
man.
dun, dun.
All right, so here's what we're going to do. We have a cup.
Battle.
We have a coffee mug here with a bunch of celebrity names in it.
Okay.
And we're going to draw 2 names and connect those 2 people. Now, hopefully we won't get 2 people that are in the same movie, but we'll see what happens. Okay? Who wants to draw first?
All right. Michael, draw first.
Okay.
There's the sound of the thing. Don't look.
All right. So while we're drawing, the rules of 6 Degrees of Separation is you need to know the name of the actor, you need to know the name of the movie, and you need to connect the 2 actors that we choose out of this mug in 6 degrees or less. Now we're playing against each other. Let me grab that second name.
Who'd you get?
I got
Yes.
Say it. Say the name.
into the cup.
No.
I got Mr. Kevin Spacey.
Kevin
Kevin
Spacey.
Spacey, good.
All right. We got Kevin Spacey, and the second name is to Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze.
Learn to read.
I saw
You have your glasses on. Everyone can see.
Patrick Swayze.
I was like, I didn't put Patrick Stewart in there. Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
It's Kevin Spacey to Patrick Swayze.
Spacey to Swayze.
And
Swayze.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a 5-minute break, yes, and we are going to battle each other and see who comes up with the connection first.
Okay.
All right. And while we do that, we are going to take a quick little break.
All right.
All right. Hi, and we're back.
Hi, everyone.
Hello. So Joel solved it.
Oh my God, I am the winner.
He is quite a winner.
Yes.
And a babe, too, by the way.
Yeah, Ben, what up? Like, you call these guys good looking, but not me. Whatever. It's all good.
He's the one who took his clothes off in our cover art.
I painted you like Pinocchio. Just remember that. So,
that too.
anyway.
That too.
Anyways,
all right.
So okay, before we continue, we need to know what you got.
Okay, so Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
This is 4 degrees. Patrick Swayze was in Ghost with Whoopi Goldberg.
That was where I went as well.
Who was in Sister Act with Kathy Najimy.
Okay.
Who was in Hocus Pocus with Thora Birch.
Mm-hmm.
Who was in American Beauty with Kevin Spacey.
Okay, that was a pretty good one.
Well done. I was kind of stuck in the Lion King thing, and I was trying to figure out a way to link either James Earl Jones or Jonathan Taylor Thomas to Kevin Spacey.
Yeah.
And I couldn't.
I have
couldn't make it
no
happen.
idea.
That's the obscure pile. Your pile
Okay.
is this is your
Okay,
pile.
that's the pile I want.
This pile?
Yeah. So you guys draw a name.
All right.
Oh, I got to draw one too because I have to do the first line.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you get the first line, huh?
Do you have it memorized, Joel? Do you need?
No, but I'll look at it.
Okay. So we found a scene here.
Okay.
That Charles and I, since we did not win, we lost. We are going to read this scene.
Can I be the Terminator?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So it's from Terminator 2. I'm going to read the first line. I'll be playing the part of Sarah. Now, are we revealing our celebrities? Or
No,
should we-
we're gonna. We have to guess.
We want you
Okay.
guys to guess as well.
Okay, here's the first line. Keep it under 65. We don't want to get pulled over.
Okay, I know exactly who that is, and it's not as.
Keep the scene going. Come on,
Okay.
come on. Keep going.
No, wait, crap! I can't do this. Affirmative. No, shit! I can't do it. Affirmative. Oh God.
No. You gotta listen to the way people talk. You don't say, like, affirmative or some shit like that. You say, no problemo. And if someone comes off to you with an attitude, you say, eat me. And if you want to shine them on, it's hasta la vista, baby.
I still live. No, fuck! I can't do the voice. God damn it! I still live vista, baby.
Yeah. Or later, dickwad. Or if someone gets upset, you say, chill out, like that. You can do combinations.
Oh, chill out. I did like 4 different fucking things this time. I'm so pissed.
That's great.
I'm so pissed about this one.
You're getting it. Oh, God, I lost it.
No problemo. So mine was supposed to be Adam Sandler.
I know. You should have kept going. Why'd you stop?
Because it was fucking terrible.
I knew who you were doing.
I know.
I'm sure
I
you
didn't
guess
know.
who I was doing as well.
Christopher Walken. You were doing Bobcat Goldthwait.
Bobcat Goldthwait, Christopher Walken, Adam Sandler. I would love to see that version of Terminator, actually.
That would be great.
It's really fun, yeah.
Oh my gosh. That was a good scene. I like that scene a lot. Thanks, man.
Thank you for winning, Joel, and making us do that.
Of course.
All right. So,
Back to...
we've got ourselves a something random disco, right?
Yes, we do. Okay, so I have a wonderful discovery.
Well, do we want to explain what we did first?
So, Something Random Disco, for those who don't know, every time we make a new discovery with an app, a game, a TV show, an album, anything.
A house cleaning
food,
item.
a
like
restaurant.
Clorox bleach on your butthole.
Wow. Or not that.
Or not.
But we share that in Something Random Disco.
Yes. So a little quick backstory for you all, our listeners and viewers, about me. I am a little tiny bit of a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles geek. Just slightly into it. Into one specific Ninja Turtle who shares a name with me. So it's Michelangelo
Leonardo?
or
What?
Mikey. Yeah.
No, wait.
So
Can I before you continue?
Yeah.
Continue.
Contender.
I had somebody say their favorite Ninja Turtle this week was Ralph. Raphael.
Ralph.
I like Ralph.
Oh, that hurts my heart.
Yeah.
It's Raph. They all have
know.
short names, short versions of their names. There's Raph, there's Donnie, there's Mikey, and there's Leo.
Yeah.
So Mikey is the one with the orange mask and with the nunchucks.
What?
And
No.
I've had 3 Ninja Turtle themed birthday parties. Anywho, last Black
He
Friday.
has a giant human-sized Michelangelo sitting in
I do.
his... Wait, is it Michelangelo?
Yeah, it's
it is,
two-thirds life size.
Maybe that is actual.
Goes up to my chin or so.
Maybe that's turtle size.
It might be. Yeah. Maybe they're shorter than we actually think they are.
Yeah, exactly.
But not the Michael Bay version.
Yeah.
Anyways. So I got the game Injustice for PS4, Injustice 2, and partially because I love battling DC characters against each other, and also because I found out they were releasing a fighter pack with the Ninja Turtles, and I was so excited. Bought it the second I saw it, and downloaded it, and discovered I was like, oh shoot, I can only play as Leonardo, and it was so frustrating.
Okay.
But I still played it, still leveled them up and yada yada, and I recently discovered, like 2 days ago, in my inventory that I've been acquiring as leveling up is a pair of nunchucks. And I was like, oh, well, let's equip that. And suddenly I became Michelangelo, and it was incredibly exciting. So I found out that if you just equip the right weapon, you can play as any of the Ninja Turtles, and I am thrilled.
Get out of the city.
What?
That's great.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. And
That's
I gave him a pair of white headphones that he wears while he's fighting, and it's hilarious.
I got to ask you, what else do you have on your PS4? What other games do you have?
What other games? When I got the PS4, I bought Grand Theft Auto 5.
Lego Dimensions.
4. Lego Dimensions.
5. It's 5. You got 5.
I got 5. Lego Dimensions 5 as well.
Okay.
No, Lego Dimensions 6. Come on.
Oh, sorry, my bad. So Lego Dimensions, I also got Minecraft and...
Minecraft? I thought that was a kid's game.
Minecraft is fucking incredible. You shut your damn mouth.
I don't know anything about it except that it's for kids.
Minecraft is a very creative game, and a lot of kids don't like playing with stakes. So there's a survival mode and
like
a
meat
creative
Yeah.
mode.
You
actually can get stakes in the game. So there's creative mode where you can fly around, you have unlimited resources, you can just build whatever you can imagine. That's more so the kids' version.
Okay.
Most adults like to play it in survival mode because the sun goes down and suddenly zombies and skeletons are attacking you, and so you have to build shelter and you have to light the inside of your shelter so they don't spawn in there, and so there's, and in order to get supplies and materials you have to find them. And that's why it's called Minecraft, because you actually mine for it. So no, that it is a bit of a misnomer, misunderstanding.
The reason I asked is because Seth, our friend Seth, friend of the podcast, got a PlayStation 4 this week, or this past week, a little over a week ago, and my disco this week is a game that he bought for me, which was Back to the Future.
Oh yes, that's right.
Now the reason he bought it is because he likes God of War. Okay?
Right.
And I've never gotten into those. What do you call them? Like one player,
Single player.
Single player games. I've never gotten. I don't like single player games, and so I just never got into them. Like with Zelda or any of them, I just didn't get into them. I mean, the closest thing was Super Mario, I guess, and but he got me this one, which is a single player game, and because I know all the characters and plot points and things like that, it is actually interesting and fun. It's kind of like Monopoly. I don't like Monopoly either. I said, Seth, if you can find a Back to the Future Monopoly, which probably exists, then I'll play it. But
have you? So you have liked the game? So far?
I've only played it a few hours. There's 6 or 7 episodes.
Yeah,
and I've only played the first one, but I've played it probably a total of a couple hours, and it's fun so far. So
I'd also like to say shout out to Cody in the Facebook chat who says he loves Minecraft because it's fucking amazing.
And he owns it on everything. I pretty much do as well. I have it on PS4, the Switch. I had it on my phone, and on my computer.
Yeah, I had it on my phone until the Switch, and now I have a portable one at the Switch.
The only thing I knew about Minecraft was that my nephews played it, and people that I work with, kids, has played it, so I didn't. That's all I knew about it.
It is hella fun, and talking about your fandom, that's why I like Lego Dimensions so much, is because of all the mashup storylines that happen. So it's just a big hodgepodge of different
Batman meets Homer Simpson.
Homer Simpson.
Batman.
Gandalf is there.
Okay.
Wild Style from
Doctor
the Lego
Who.
movie. Doctor Who
hangs out with Scooby Doo.
Yeah. And so to be sitting in Middle Earth and being shot at by LexCorp robots is just exciting to me.
It's fun.
Yeah. And I also have Uncharted 4. I haven't played Uncharted 1 through 3, so I haven't gotten into that just yet.
Disco.
Oh, yes.
What you got?
I discovered a game as well.
Yes.
It's,
We all got games this week.
Yeah. So mine was
we didn't even discuss this.
The Room Old Sins. Now, have you guys played? Okay, it's not like The Room.
No, I know.
It's not.
You're tearing me apart, Charles.
Yeah.
Hi, Mark.
So it's not based off The Room. It's like an escape room game, right? So the whole premise of this entire series is like you are in the space, you have to solve puzzles to get out of the space.
Okay.
But it has a very like deep Lovecraftian feel to it. Like especially in the first game, you start opening up this puzzle, like this little box that you have. You open it up more and more, and you start realizing there's more inside this box than should be possible.
Yeah.
And then you start realizing that the room that you're in starts slowly disappearing, and like all these other cool things. This is the fourth game in that series that just came out. I didn't realize that it had come out, and it's absolutely fantastic. So if you like solving puzzles or like being in puzzle rooms, anything like that, I highly recommend it. It's so much fun. It's $5 on your cell phone, and it's so interesting. The entire series. I think the first game is 99 cents right now. It's great. Highly recommend it.
And is it only on iPhones? Or
I think
is it
there's
on
Androids,
as well?
and there's also it's on PC now too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great.
All
Great,
Smart.
great game.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Dig it.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So we also, gentlemen, we had a second question from one of our audience members, and I'm super excited to read this off. Hi guys, I am a stand-up comedian with severe anxiety. I just bombed hard last weekend, and my anxiety is making me feel like it's the end of the world. Do you have any advice for me to get my ass back on the stage? Gentlemen, do you have any?
Stage anxiety is a real thing.
It is.
And it is tough, especially as a comedian. And we had a stand-up comedian last year on the show, and we talked at length about this. Just the fact that because I don't have as much of a problem when I'm singing, dancing, or acting, because there's something to hide behind still. There's that fourth wall that keeps you safer.
Right.
It's still putting yourself out there. But stand-up comedy, anything where you're actually yourself being put out there, it's like, this is just me and my jokes. I can't hide behind a character. That is tough. And I haven't been in that scenario, so I don't have much that I can say about that other than,
Just fucking do it.
just do it. And
do it.
Picture your audience naked.
Don't do that. That is the worst.
My dad.
That's the worst thing.
My dad, in
you get a
his
boner.
public speaking class in either high school or college, opened his speech with that. He said, I'm told that, to be less nervous, you have to picture your audience naked. And then he stood there and went,
Nice. Nice. He just said nice like 35 times in the class. But yeah, that's terrible advice. I mean, like, people naked? It's just like, if you just saw a theater of naked people, that would be fucking frightening.
I don't know. I mean, it just symbolizes that they're as vulnerable as you are, I guess.
Yeah, that's what it means. A theater full of naked people. What if you didn't know that they were going to be naked beforehand?
Okay,
It's
that
like
would
a
be
surprise. Yeah, they all decided to fuck with
Curtain opens.
you.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, I don't think that would make me more comfortable. But I've said to picture people eating because they're not concentrating on you; they're concentrating on their meal.
Okay.
I dig that. Yeah, that makes
works
more
better.
sense. Like, and obviously, unless you're on the stage, and if you're doing stand-up comedy, you're the one person on stage. Depending on where you're at, though, there's a lot of people who don't even give a fuck.
And there are a lot of people who are eating at certain comedy places.
Yeah, they're not watching you. They're probably like, there's probably like 4 people who are watching you, and they probably went, oh, they're probably drunk as fuck. Yeah. They probably forgot you by now.
And if they're eating, you might wake them up with one of your jokes. They're just like, oh, that's funny.
How was that again?
You got to make them pay attention to you. As far as anxiety and getting over it, I think my thing is I've only performed a couple times like as myself.
Right.
And I went on this show called the Drunken Bachelor Talk Show, and I did impressions, and I felt that I didn't do very well. I mean, they laughed at me and stuff, but like I felt like I could have done better, and it made me want to do it again, and it made me want to get up there more. So I think if you're going the other way, maybe it's not for you, but I could be wrong. Because I think that in my life, failure, not even necessarily failure, but being unsuccessful makes me want to try harder and do it again. And I can say that with painting or anything.
There's definitely that first wall you gotta get through to see if you can do it. And
because you're not going to have a great show every show. You're going to bomb every once in a while. And if you can't take that and it makes you anxious, then
fail upwards. That's the goal. And what's up, Brandon? Thanks for saying hey.
Brando Vando?
Yes, Brando Vando.
Theater full of naked people. Worst flash mob ever. That's what he said.
It's
flash mob.
I get it.
That's good.
It's funny.
Oh, man.
Or is it the best flash mob ever?
Best flash mob?
Because it's the most literal flash mob.
Mm-hmm. I agree with both of you guys. I don't have anything else to add. Except for maybe, I don't think that anxiety is a problem. I think if you could use your anxiety to power yourself a little bit more. That's what I do when I get super anxious. So try to find that energy within your anxiety.
And I found in theater, at least, that if you're not feeling some level of anxiety, you're doing something wrong.
That's with most things. If you don't feel uncomfortable in a situation, you're not in the right situation.
Yeah. And anxiety is a natural response to danger, which, public speaking is statistically feared more than death by most people. No joke. Like, most people actually are more afraid to get up and talk to people than they are to die. So,
which is so strange to me.
Gotta face your fears. Stare them down.
So anyways.
Yeah, that's it.
That was a good way to end that bit right there.
Indeed.
So, Joel, we've got a new bit that you wanted to play with.
All right, listen.
I'm ready.
We're going to try a new thing, okay? So we've done a couple things to tag the end of the show with making a movie and how it shan't have ended.
How it shan't. I love that. How it shan't have ended, and that is what we're calling it from now on.
Oh, good. Did I just rename it?
I love that.
I shall say shan't.
It's great.
And I wanted to bring a new thing here. I have an idea called Recast, which is where we take any movie or TV show, we can do TV shows as well, and just put a new twist of a cast on it. And I think this is totally fun, and it's just kind of fun to play with. I see people do it online all the time where they cast their friends in shows and stuff like that. So why not cast actors and play with that?
So when you see those situations where people cast their friends and things, do you think that they're actually the good roles for them?
I think it's not. I think it's they're just doing it for fun. It's just for fun. It's.
I apparently don't have fun. So,
Or do you not have friends?
I mean,
it might be a little bit of both.
Oh snap!
Anyway, so I picked a movie that many people are familiar with to start this off, and I went with Clue, the movie. Lots of fun roles. I think most people are familiar with at least the characters from the game or whatever. And so I'm gonna list these off and tell me what you guys think. So, Wadsworth, originally played by Tim Curry, I thought it would be fun to have Neil Patrick Harris. Ooh. He's got a lot of energy.
Okay.
He's good at hosting things.
He sure is.
And he can be a little slimy, as you've seen in Lemony Snicket, the new show. And I just thought that would be great for him. I'd love to see him do it.
I dig it.
Okay, I dig that. Let's look at... Yes. Is there anybody else that you would cast in that role?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, probably a couple people, but I thought Neil Patrick Harris was perfect because he can command a room, I think, and he's quick on his feet, and I think Tim Curry pulled that off in the first film, made it look like he was making some stuff up as he went along, and I think Neil Patrick Harris could, he's hosted the Tonys and I think the Emmys or something else, and always does well with that. So it's kind of the same thing. What do you guys think? Who do you think? Anybody else?
I agree with that.
I've got a full cast idea that I want to pitch after you're done. Yeah. I might need to borrow that card, by the way, because I don't know all the characters as well as you do.
So I want to throw in. Okay, so Mrs. Peacock, who's one of my favorite characters in the movie and in the show. I had to cast my favorite actress of all time, Laurie Metcalf, because I really do think she would be great at that.
You know what? Honestly, that'd be pretty.
She would be great. She's got that. Nervous thing going on. You've seen it in Scream 2 and on Roseanne, and even in Lady Bird. And I think she'd be the best for that.
Do you think she just gets typecast as the nervous actress?
Not necessarily, but she just does it well. So I think. that's part of it. She definitely wasn't nervous in Misery when she was. Yeah. But Mr. Green, okay, you're going to like this. It was between two people, and I went with Bret McKenzie over Jemaine Clement. But
Really?
yeah, really, yeah.
Okay.
I think he would. There's got to be someone that's not American,
Right.
and he's super funny, and I think he's confident on Flight of the Conchords, but he's like kind of fumbly and curious enough that he could. I think it'd be a great role for him. I think, yeah.
I dig that. I mean, I would cast Jemaine Clement over Bret always, usually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just because I feel like he's just a much better actor.
I think he is too. I went with Bret just because he seemed a little less like sure of himself, I guess.
What about Can we go?
But I could go either way on that one.
Can we go a little bit further and still go the Flight of the Conchords route and go Riz Darby?
That came to my mind. I wouldn't be against it. I think Riz is a little too much of a caricature.
Did you see the episode of
himself
of X-Files with him in it?
No.
Where he played the anti-werewolf creature. So he played a creature that got bit by a man.
I think you told me about it, yeah.
And got turned into a man.
Okay.
So he's like, hi, I'm a human being now. Look at me. Pants are weird.
I wouldn't be opposed to seeing Riz Darby in that role either. I just thought Bret McKenzie, something about him. Michael McKean played him in the movie and kind of nailed it. Okay, Mrs. White. Now, I had to go pick a quote unquote airhead kind of a girl. So I went with Mila Kunis.
I love Mila Kunis.
I like Mila Kunis a lot. The problem is that anytime I hear her voice, all I think of is Meg.
Yep.
But a close second choice was Sofia Vergara. But I went with Mila Kunis.
All right, airhead character.
I mean, it doesn't have to be an airhead, but Mrs. White.
Okay.
But if there was an airhead in the first movie, it was probably Madeline Kahn as Mrs. White. And not even airhead, just kind of like, flames on the side of my face, which is one of the best lines in movie history. Mm-hmm. But I don't know.
I dig it.
You feeling that one?
Yeah.
You picking up what I'm putting down?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Okay. This next one you might not know. For Professor Plum, I went with Shai McBride. Do you know who Shai McBride is?
No idea.
He was in. You probably know him if you saw him. If you watch the show Pushing Daisies, he was in that. He's the bald guy.
Oh, the
black guy.
Yeah.
He's great, and he is so funny, and he's got that monotone humor, and he's just like
he plays the perfect straight detective.
Yes, and I think that would be perfect. That's
it's such a good
and
character.
It's a little polar opposite of Christopher Lloyd, which is kind of why I went there.
Yeah.
So I thought that would work.
I dig that. I like how with these you're not necessarily making the characters the same.
Yeah, I don't want someone that looks like Christopher Lloyd or whatever, so kind of going a different
Is
route.
there an actor nowadays that kind of looks like Christopher Lloyd?
Jim Parsons? I don't know. I don't know. I just thought of the first skinny guy I could think of.
Now I'm picturing Jim Parsons when he's a lot older and trying to wonder if he would.
Okay, let's talk about that. Let's just jump into that really quick. Have you really thought about like how actors, like the young actors nowadays, are going to look when they're older? Like, think about Jennifer Lawrence. What is she going to look like?
Oh, man.
Well, I can't picture her as anything but current Jennifer Lawrence.
Well, and one great example is Carrie Fisher. Like, you can still see older Carrie Fisher, and you can still tell that it's her. Mm-hmm. Hardcore, but, looks nothing like original Star Wars.
I don't know. There might be advances that are enough in the future that people look almost exactly. I mean, Christy Brinkley looks freaking amazing, and she's almost 70. So.
I'm same thing with Elvira. Elvira looks the same.
Cassandra Peterson, she's coming to Estes Park. I want to go.
She looks like she's the same age for the past 30 goddamn years.
Yeah.
Kristen Bell is a vampire.
Kristen Bell is a vampire. And Nick Cage.
Yes.
Have you seen the photos of Nick Cage from like the 1800s? There was apparently yes. This guy looks exactly like Nick Cage, and it's like, all right, Nick Cage the vampire.
Speaking of Christopher Lloyd, I did want to mention he was on Roseanne this past week, which was hilarious. He played their mother's boyfriend, and he was hilarious. Also, Superior Donuts, that show I watched with Judd Hirsch, he was on Taxi, and he totally threw out a Taxi reference, and if you had blinked, you had missed it. He was taking a driving test, and he threw out a Christopher Lloyd throwback to Taxi, and he goes, what does a yellow light mean? Which is an old reference from Taxi. Anyway, I thought I'd throw that out there.
That's cool story.
Nobody probably knows what I'm talking about. Okay, Miss Scarlet. Great new comedian that I am in love with. She is hilarious. Tiffany Haddish.
I love Tiffany Haddish so much.
She would be a phenomenal Miss Scarlet because she's kind of like she can command a room. Not necessarily that Miss Scarlet needs to do that, but I think one of the characters has to be a little more dominant, and I think she could do that. And she's funny, and she's
so
talented.
good.
She's super talented.
Have you read any of her book yet?
You know, I haven't.
It's on audiobook.
Does she read it?
By her.
Okay,
yeah.
great. Yeah, I gotta
so
do that.
perfect.
I gotta do that.
I've listened to the first chapter, and I'm like, this is amazing.
And my last one, Colonel Mustard, Edward James Olmos. He's a little older, but that's who I had to go with.
I love classic Edward James Olmos.
Yeah. And he is older now. He's in his 70s, I think. You need this?
I would love that if I may.
Yeah. Characters. I loves me some Edward James Olmos, and I think that that would be another sort of commanding thing that he could, or a commanding person that could rule the room if need be.
All right, Michael, what do you got?
Okay. I am so glad that you started because it really solidified my idea. And you can take this seriously or
I'm going to be
opposite direction.
So wait, should we choose characters? Am I going to be serious and you're going to be like a completely different direction?
See, this is my serious. Like, I would love to actually see this movie,
and that's why I wanted to pitch this. Because
Got it. Okay,
it could go either way.
Let's hear it.
So my idea is to take the cast of the Avengers, and put them all into Clue. And so you solidifying your picks really helped me. Right. So I'm just going to rapid fire this. Right. Wadsworth would be Chris Evans, Captain America. Okay. Miss Peacock, Kobe Smulders. Mr. Green, based on what you said, would be Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, okay.
Mrs. White is going to be Scarlett Johansson.
Great. Love it.
Professor Plum will go with Cumberbatch, Doctor Strange.
Bingle Buns, Crinkle Snatch.
Bingle Buns, Crinkle Snatch. Miss Scarlet, Elizabeth Olsen, because she's Scarlet in both now. It's great. And Colonel Mustard, probably played by Thanos.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, thank you.
Okay,
I forgot.
No RDJ?
I don't know.
He could be Mr. Body.
Okay.
Because I didn't cast Mr. Body.
That would be very
I just did the 7 principles.
Based on what we've been talking about.
And he would be great because
the Avengers trailer.
Yeah, he would be great.
Can I say that knowing the Russo brothers, who directed the Avengers film, who also directed a lot of Community, who also directed a lot of Arrested Development, making Avengers 4 Clue, like verbatim, but with the Avengers, makes so much goddamn sense.
Could not be amazing.
It could happen.
Okay, so that wasn't a bad idea.
All right, and we're at the end here, and I kind of want to talk about Avengers because we didn't really talk about it very much.
I don't know if we should. It's too soon. We're live. I don't know.
Okay, we're gonna.
No, I think everyone that cares about it has seen it.
Okay, so we're gonna. I want to talk about.
So this is your spoiler
so
alert. I guess
our audio engineer has not seen it.
You've not seen it?
So how are we going to play this?
Okay, Peyton, walk out of. Okay, are you gonna do that? I'll do one of these hand signals.
He's plugging his ears.
I'll do the Kermit the Frog, and then once you do that.
Now wait a minute. You care about it and you haven't seen it yet?
Then you're just well, he has school.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Okay, so anyways, so
so la.
Okay, so we're talking spoilers here. This is the end of the podcast. We're just going to talk about Avengers.
The audio's going to go out.
So if you want to leave and you haven't seen it, leave now.
This is your spoiler alert warning for
indeed.
Avengers.
All right, so Michael, what did you think?
I thought it was a wonderful change from the format and the formula, and quite the gut punch to fans.
Yes.
Just a big middle finger to everyone who's trying to predict what's going to happen at the end.
Oh, I thought you meant because it was like.
Can we spoil it for you?
I'm not going to see it.
Okay,
Go ahead.
right.
So the villain wins.
I'd have to see 30 movies to understand it fully.
Thanos, the villain, wins, and he kills off half the population of the universe. The entire universe.
With a snap of his fingers.
With a snap of his fingers.
They all just dissolve into dust.
Yeah. So it's.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man dies. Black Panther dies.
Spider-Man died. Black Panther. What?
Everyone.
Okay.
Everyone except for the original Avengers, oddly enough. The Hulk, Captain America, Iron Man,
That's like worse
Black
than when
Widow,
Spock betrayed
Thor.
Kirk on Star Trek V.
Yeah, and so it's very much a setup for a new movie. Like
Okay.
But just excellent though. I would have to say overall because they've really put so much thought into putting the characters together.
How did he kill Spider-Man?
He turns into dust, and that was the saddest bit, by the way. Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good, and then he's like, goes away.
So, but I can I also just say though that it doesn't matter that any of those people died because they're gonna come back to life.
They're gonna come back, but the theory is that somebody has to play a sacrificial role for that to happen because of the concept of the soul stone and a soul for a soul type thing.
Still, it still makes it so that the stakes aren't really real because they killed off people who have movies scheduled in the next few years.
That was the weird thing. I was like, "There's a Black Panther movie coming out. Why did they kill the Black Panther?"
But I mean, like that's the problem that I have with it.
I guess you'll have to find out.
If it was a standalone movie and they actually took the initiative to kill off half the universe, that would have been incredible. But the fact that we know that there's going to be a Spider-Man movie, we know that all these things are going to happen very, very soon after the next Avengers movie means that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And they're going to...
It does matter, though, and it matters because... Sorry, I had a thought here, and I lost it.
Fucking finish it, or I'm going to jump on in.
No pressure. No, it matters because they didn't just tie everything up with a neat little bow like every other Avengers movie.
True.
You know, it wasn't... Oh, well, the bad guy lost, and this little thing changed, and this person's going to come back in the next movie.
But I mean,
it's like, what the hell is going to happen? You know, everyone is talking. Well, everyone's upset, first of all, but everyone's talking about what's going to happen next. And that's so rare with these superhero movies.
Right. I really hope. I trust the Russo brothers. They make some great content. I trust them into creating an interesting story. They actually went on record to say that this movie and the next movie are not based off of comic books at all. They just wanted to tell their own story.
That's awesome.
And I think that's really cool. However, they set it up for all the original Avengers to die, to be the sacrificial lambs, all of them, so that they don't have to have them in the movies anymore because they're super expensive to have.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I feel like at least Robert and
Isn't that
Chris
stupid?
Evans
Why don't they make another movie? What is that?
They are. The Avengers 4 comes
No, I mean,
out
why don't they not make a comic book movie? That sounds silly to me. I don't understand that. That doesn't make sense to me.
Yep.
But it's
we want to make comic book movies, but we don't want to put the people that play them in the movie.
Right.
Well, then you're freaking retarded.
And in the comics, both the Avengers and the Justice League are revolving door groups.
Yeah, and people play different roles. Like there's different Spider-Man. There's different. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a female Captain America in the comic books who takes up the mantle.
Yeah, it happens. And I mean, I would like to see that. I would like to see like some of the more minor characters jump on in.
I agree.
And it wouldn't just be a bunch of white dudes. It should be okay with me.
Moving things along. And Thor Ragnarok was the first time that they really moved things along.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see a live-action Little Mermaid.
They're making one.
But Mulan's first, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
So we are out of spoiler land now, I guess. We're not talking about the Avengers anymore.
Come on, you can listen now.
Wrapping
He already
up.
listened to the entire thing.
Oh, jeez.
It's his fault. He could have walked out of the freaking room.
We gave you the heads up.
You had more than enough time.
All right.
It's okay. Are you sad? Are you gonna cry about it?
He is.
He's crying right now, gentlemen.
Okay, well, we better get back there and console him.
Anyways, folks, thank you so much for listening to our dumb faces for the last hour or so.
And watching. If you watch.
Yes. On Facebook Live.
Good to have you on the live feed.
Now, listen, if you're new and this is your first time, you got to write to us. You got to write us emails, whatever. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Tell us what we should do. Tell us what we shouldn't do.
We are here for you.
We're doing it for you guys, so you got to give us this information. What's our email address?
Our email address is podcast@somethingrandommedia.com.
Or you can find us on social media at Something Random on everything except for Twitter, which is just SMTNGRNDM. But if you look up Something Random, you can find it there too. But I do want to do a few last-minute shout-outs. We had Jana saying, yo! Thank you, Jana. Dandy said, She just sent an emoji, so I can't really say what she said. It was just an emoji.
Lieutenant Dan.
So that was
cool. My Forrest Gump wave.
Anyways, everybody, thank you so much for listening to the show. Thank you guys for watching to the show. We'll be back next week with another fantastic episode. As
we'll be
always,
live again.
As always, I am your humble host, Charles Joseph Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
And I am another humble host, Michael C. Macbeth.
I've said this before. I am not humble. Okay.
He owns
so yeah, like I am so like all about whatever. I don't know.
That's a good story. You should tell it at parties.
My name is Joel.
All right.
Okay.
Is that it?
I think that's the end.
All right, and thank you so much for watching.
Holla.
Bye.